We're here back in the Fantasy Bar. Big Tuesday night slate of games. We got 6 guys fresh off the tab for you, including a couple of my favorite value plays. A couple big boppers swinging some good power sticks right now. A starting pitcher in a great strikeout spot. My favorite value play in the slate. And of course, my favorite play overall. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here once again in the Fantasy Bar. 6 guys for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, before we get into plays, a few things to go over here. First of all, that thumbs up button, guys. If you enjoy the video, enjoy the content, hell, you enjoy just hanging out in the Fantasy Bar, looking at my ugly mug, do me a favor, click that thumbs up button. Also, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, get notified when these videos are coming out. And lastly, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for tons of great sports betting information. That link in the description of the video right below me. All right, little housekeeping here once again. Coors Field on the docket. We're going to stay away from that one. Not that it's not a good spot. It worked yesterday, staying away from that one. Speaking of yesterday, 4 home runs out of our 5 hitters. We want to try to go 5 for 5 here today, but a good night for the Sticks and for Lucas Giolito. So a solid overall night on the bases last night for us in DFS land. And we want to take a look at the schedule. No weather issues tonight. Let's keep our thumbs crossed. We get all these games in only one early game. Ton of action. So let's get into it. Let's start in the outfield with Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. So Schwarber, one of those bats I was talking about, swinging a very, very good power bat right now. 3 home runs, 9 RBI over just the last 5 games alone. And really over the course of the season, as we come to expect from this guy, big numbers against righties, 364 WOBA, but an impressive 323 ISO. And that's all with a batting average on balls in play at just 229. So we always talk about this. That low of a number, those WOBA ISO numbers should be even higher here for Kyle Schwarber. Nice 44% hard contact rate as well, and hits these pitches well that Morton throws. It's mainly fastballs, curveballs. We're talking a 301 ISO against that fastball, 436 ISO against the curve, and that's 87% of what he's throwing to left-handed hitters. Morton has also had very big struggles with lefties. 366 WOBA allowed, 244 ISO, and a solid 42 and 35% power mix for us. Kyle Schwarber, great power bat tonight against Charlie Morton. All right, let's stay there with Philly, but we're going to go to the starting pitcher spot next with Zack Wheeler. Now, as it says on the graphic, a lot of reasons I like Wheeler here tonight. I know he's expensive, going to be tough to fit in, but hear me out here. We got a big slate of games. What does that do? It scatters the ownership all over the place. Nobody's generally going to be overly owned. Atlanta, a perceived scary matchup, no doubt. They're a very good offense here. People are going to look at it. They're likely going to flock to other guys, including Carlos Rodon, who you see at the end of that graphic against the Detroit Tigers. I'm expecting him to have much higher ownership. Ronald Acuna looks like he's going to be out of this lineup. We got Coors Field people are going to go back to help us out with the ownership. So checking a lot of boxes. Now let's get into the stats. This is what I really like about Zack Wheeler tonight. Delivering one hell of a floor right now. 7 or more strikeouts in 9 of his last 10 starts here, including a season-high 10 strikeouts against this Atlanta Braves team the last time he faced them. Atlanta, ton of strikeouts available in this lineup. 8 of the starters projected 21.5% or higher as a team. Second highest in all of baseball at over 25%. And he's going to see mainly righties in this Atlanta lineup. And Wheeler been flat out dominant against right-handed hitters. 292 WOBA allowed, an ISO under 100, a K rate approaching 30%, 51% ground ball rate, and a hard contact rate at just 27.8%. So lots of reasons to like Zack Wheeler here. I get it. He's costly. I think he's worth the price tonight here against the Atlanta Braves. All right, let's get back to the bats here with some value to eat up some of that Zack Wheeler cost. We're going Isaac Paredes of the Rays. So this could quite possibly be the hottest hitter in all of baseball right now. This guy has been absolutely on fire. The local talk in Detroit was Austin Meadows. We stole him from Tampa Bay. Maybe not with the way this guy's been hitting. That Rays front office hits another one out of the park here. And Paredes certainly been doing that here as well. 10 hits, an incredible 5 home runs and 9 RBIs in just the last 4 games alone. Now, the numbers on the season been very good against right-handed pitching as well. Talking a big 361 ISO, so a lot of power. 401 weighted OBA form as well. And again, the BABIP just 234 here, so these numbers should be even higher. Now, Brandon Woodruff, generally a guy I'm not targeting, but has struggled with right-handed hitters. 358 WOBA allowed, giving up some power as well at 215 in the ISO department. And you see that power mix there at 45% fly ball rate, 36% hard contact rate. PAREDES, he stays hot tonight against Brandon Woodruff. All right, let's stay on the infield. Let's move over to shortstop with SEAGER of the Rangers. Now we talked about the hottest hitter. Now we're going to a guy that's really been struggling a little bit here recently. Had a nice hot stretch there. It's kind of cooled off, so we should see, like we talked about with Wheeler, ownership really spread out here, especially on DraftKings at 5,600. Should be very, very low owned here. This guy's been good against right-handed pitching. 203 ISO, 345 WOBA, but what I really like, and you can find this information in our Plate IQ tool here on RotoGrinders, very good against the fastball. 529 WOBA against that pitch, 490 the ISO, so hits with a ton of power against it. Easily going to throw a lot of fastballs here. Has also had huge struggles with lefties. 404 WOBA allowed, big 378 ISO, and that power mix there for us as well at 47 and 35%. SEAGER, be afraid to pay up on DraftKings and a fair price tonight over on FanDuel. All right, let's get you another value play. In fact, my favorite value play on this slate, it's outfielder Jordan LUPLOW of Arizona. But we talk about this a lot. Anytime you get a guy like this, potentially leading off under 3,000 on DraftKings, you have to pay attention to it. Now, this is one going to be popular, no doubt. Will be chalky, as the kids love to say, in tournaments, but cash games, I think he's a lock in tournaments. I would not avoid him. We gave you some options that should be lower owned here. And why would I not avoid him? Take a look at these numbers. They're absolutely eye-popping here. WOBA, 396 against lefties this season. ISO, 467, one of the highest numbers in all of the league, 52% hard contact rate. And then you get to that batting average on balls in play, under 100. Let's bump him up to 200. What does that ISO look like? It's probably at 600. You bump him up near 300, which is around league average. Now we're talking an ISO that's near leading the league against left-handed pitching. Manea, been solid, no doubt, was a Cy Young contender earlier in the year, but we're starting to see some of the cracks here with him. And the power mix is there for LUPLOW. 40% fly ball rate, 38% hard contact rate. Jordan LUPLOW simply too cheap here tonight, especially at just 2,600 on DraftKings. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Congrats to the recent winners here. All you have to do, get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight for my highest scoring hitter. Just need the fantasy points for them. The closest guess wins themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. While you're down there, I want to know your Beast of the Night. Who's your favorite play on the night? Sound off in that comment section and let's talk some baseball on this Tuesday night. All right, let's take a look. My favorite play for Tuesday night. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We owe you one more bet. We're going to go back to the infield at first base with the big man, Paul Goldschmidt, tonight's Beast of the Night. The Goldschmidt red hot here. We got a few red hot hitters. We got a few that we think are going to bounce back, but Goldschmidt, 7 hits, 2 home runs over the last couple games here. 392 ISO against left-handed pitching this season. 558 the WOBA form. And Garrett loves to throw primarily fastball slider here. That's about 80% of the pitches that he's going to throw. Fastball, 302 ISO, 461 WOBA. And that slider, 615 ISO with a 584 WOBA. And that is the primary pitch to righties, 38% on average here. So a great pitching matchup here. The guy that decimates left-handed pitching, not to mention Garrett struggles with righties this year. 382 WOBA and a nice 43-43 power mix for us here. Paul Goldschmidt, these Cardinals righties, all in a great spot here. Paid the money here, Paul Goldschmidt, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for Tuesday night in the Fantasy Bar. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, please hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points from my highest scoring hitter on FanDuel. First shot at a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. And go check out scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on the slate tonight. We'll take a couple days off and be back with another video on Friday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, go and follow me on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out in the Fantasy Bar. Good luck tonight. We'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.